Hey guys, it's Ryan here. Today we're going to just be doing a little add to our RPG game. This is really not going to affect how the game's going to work. It's just going to affect how easy it is to do code and stuff. So we won't, it's the color, checking the color. We won't need all this stuff on the hex and the string dot format, all that complicated stuff. We'll just need one thing in our mechanics package. So you're going to create a new class. We're going to call this RGB Object. Not object. Object. Okay, so there's going to be 3 constructors for this. Copy, paste. So 3 constructors and 3 variables. Private, int, or let's just call it R, G, and B. And for this first one, we're going to take int R, int G, and int B. Simplest one. This dot R equals R, this dot G equals G, and this dot B equals B. What is this? And then we're gonna take the color, and this is gonna be a little more complicated, but not too complicated. It's just gonna be, it's not complicated though. So we're going to say this dot R equals C dot get red, and this dot G equals C dot get green, and this dot B equals C dot get blue. And this next one is going to be pretty similar, except it's going to take an int called RGB, and this is going to say color C equals this dot, or no, it's just going to say new color RGB, and that's pretty much it for the constructors, at least. And we're going to have a couple of getters, some for class variables, some just for like stuff. And we're just going to select the getters. Change this to get red, get green, and get blue. We're gonna have 2. We're gonna say public int get RGB, and this is just gonna return. We're gonna say color C equals new color, and we're gonna take R, G, and B, and we're gonna just return C dot get RGB. Return Z. This is what it does. It returns the RGB value representing. So basically, it's just that. What is it called? In our level, we have this px variable in get object, and it said color C equals new color, and then it took px. The next one is literally just get color. And let's just copy that. And we're just going to say public color get AWT color. And we're just going to return new color. It's AWT color because this color class is usually used for AWT or Object Windowing Toolkit, which is like frame and panel and stuff like that. And I don't think we need this anymore, but we might, but I'm not sure. So yeah. So we need 2 more methods. Or, no, actually, well, sort of 1, but also sort of 2. Because we're going to be declaring, it's the same method, but with different parameters. The first one is public void compare. And it takes RGB object, RGB, and it just does if, not this, if this dot R is equal to RGB dot R, and this dot G equals RGB dot G, and this dot B equals RGB dot B, not TGB, RGB. And we're just going to return true. Oh wait, this isn't a void, it's a boolean. So, and then if it doesn't return true, it just return false. And we're going to say public boolean compare. Actually, I think it's going to be 3. Oh no, 4 methods. Because it takes all these constructors and it's going to say int. This is going to say int R, int G, int B. And all it's going to do is return compare new RGB object RGB. The next one is for AWT colors, and this is going to say color C, and it's going to do pretty much the same thing. Return compare C, or no, new RGB object C. And the next one, you guessed it, it's public boolean compare int RGB. Sorry. And it's just going to return compare, of course, new RGB object RGB. Okay, so we're going to save that. And now we're going to say for map object get object, we're going to create a new RGB object obj. Or no, let's not. Let's just call it RGB. And it's going to be equal to new RGB object. And we're just going to take px. Oh, and also, we're going to do one more thing. This is not necessary at all. This is just, if you wanted to print out the RGB of a pixel, you could do that. We're just going to say control space, to string. For this, we're gonna just put R plus comma space plus G plus comma space plus B. And it's just gonna put the R and then the G and then the B when we do string dot or RGB dot to string. And then we're gonna make an if statement. Oh wait, yeah. We need specific RGB objects up here. Public static final RGB object push, and it's going to be equal to new RGB object, and this is going to take the actual RGB. It's going to take 0, 255, and 0. So bright green. And we're going to say if RGB.compare, and we're going to take push. We don't really need an else because if nothing, it just returns null. So for this, we're going to say if RGB.compare push, if it's basically saying if the pixel is green, then we're just going to add the map object, or we're just going to return new bush. So that, I think that was simpler, more simple to understand than just that whole string.format stuff, because with the string.format, I couldn't explain to you what the %0 to x was. It was just some code for hex. But with this, it's so much easier to understand. Your mind can comprehend it better. And now let's just do the bush. So we're going to say e.toVectorFloat, and after that, what is it? Oh yeah. What was it? I forget what it was. What was it? Oh, player P. And then just game.getPlayer. Okay. So we have our game. And let's run it. See what happens. And it's perfect. So it runs smoothly. Very smooth, actually. Our little guy is walking around, very happy about his sweet, bushy RGB object-y level. And he's trying to get his eyes inside of it so that you can't notice. But that's enough of that silliness. I hope you like this tutorial, and goodbye.